Elon Musk making it official. He's tweeting out, quote, "I'm excited to welcome Linda Yaccarino as the new CEO of Twitter, saying that she will focus primarily on business operations while I focus on product design and new technology." Musk going on to write, "Looking forward to working with Linda to transform this platform into X, the everything app."
So I think those things combined with an awakening that there was so much more work to do because of what, was caused, this eruption that was caused. I can talk about, things that my company is doing to accelerate, right? To accelerate what we were doing already, but realizing that it wasn't enough. So what immediately started happening was that under the leadership of Brian Roberts and Jeff Shell, Comcast set up a fund to the value of $100 million to fight social justice and equality, and obviously supporting many, many important groups. But it really made a very public statement that we're going to put our money where our mouth is. We're not going anywhere. And it inspired action across every corner of our company. Okay, we thought we were doing enough. Clearly we weren't. So then we had to make sure we were taking the right steps to direct funds towards the right organizations, to make a public statement of accountability, like Cesar Conde, our new chairman of News, who made a public statement that was confronting editorial bias and saying, my division, our news division, the biggest news division in the country, is going to be 50% women and 50% people of color. Ambitious goals? Yes, no doubt about it. But a statement, a stake in the ground with accountability.
Hey everybody, Linda Yaccarino here, class of 1980. We're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about masking up or packing up. I promise you, we're doing good so far. Just keep your distance, get your hands washed often, get tested often, and wear your mask. That'll get us closer and closer to normal days.
So you've got a massive platform. You have a vision that is a spectrum of just daily open sourced conversation, and they can conduct their lives, their business, their commerce, whatever they can do on your platform. That's a pretty big vision. But in the middle should be advertising opportunity. That sounds like a great opportunity. I can talk about my brand, I can get my customers to communicate, and then they could also buy stuff. That sounds pretty good, right?
You'll be able to buy things just directly on Twitter. One click, boom, done.
But they need to feel that there is an opportunity for them to influence what you're building, that vision. What we're doing here, whether it's me trying to push and prod you on your tweets. For example, you've said you probably shouldn't tweet after 3 a.m.
Well, I've got myself
Probably good advice for all of us.
I've gotten myself into trouble a few times.
I'm very aware of those. So after 3 a.m., you travel all over the world. Lord knows how you handle time zones in space. Will you commit to be a little more specific and not tweet after 3 a.m.? People in this room would like to see that. It'll make them feel more confident.
I will aspire to tweet less after 3 a.m. But I mean, it is important that, if I were to say, yes, you can influence me, that would be wrong. That would be very wrong. Because that would be a diminishment of freedom of speech.
But I want to be specific about influencing. It's more of an open feedback loop for the advertising experts in this room to help develop Twitter into a place where they will be excited about investing more money. Product development, ad safety, content moderation. That's what the influence is.
Yeah, I think it's totally cool to say that you want to have your advertising appear in certain places in Twitter and not in other places. But it is not cool to try to say what Twitter will do. And if that means losing advertising dollars, we lose it. but freedom of speech is paramount.
So Twitter 1.0 had a very well-populated, much-loved influence council. I know I don't, I think we need to change the name. Elon does not want to be influenced. But it was really a recurring feedback loop from your key stakeholders, your advertisers, where they had recurring access or would have recurring access to you. Would you commit from this stage today to reinstate that council to be named later?
Well, I don't think it should be influence council. And you have to say, I would be wary of that creating a backlash among the public, because if the public thinks that you know, their views are being determined by, you know, a small number of CMOs in America, they will be like, I think, upset about that. But feedback, I think, is appropriate. And you know, at the end of the day, if somebody's spending money for their ad campaign, it needs to yield results for their organization, or it doesn't make sense.
I kind of looked at 2018 with excitement, but really what it was about is that there's a lot of people who were awoken to the fact that diversity and inclusion is, besides the right thing to do, that it's good for business. So whether or not I would say maybe some of those folks came late to the party, come on in. Because now we leave 2018 awake. Now I think what we have to think about is how do we come back here and say, what did we accomplish? And that it's time to really make that change. We'll feed the data, but now they're awake. Now that we're awake, what's the action? And those are the things that we talk about all the time at my company.
But with Twitter, you've switched roles a little bit. You know, your other companies, you move from inventor now to reinventor. And when you're inventing something, it's all new. It's a surprise. We don't know what to expect. To reinventor, you challenge legacy. You challenge habits. With Twitter, many of us in this room, we might even go to bed with it in our pocket, on the night table. You challenge rituals. And every marketing executive in this room knows the difficulty of a new formula and the challenge of the delicate balance of a rebrand. And now that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make Twitter fun and interesting and informative. You know, the optimization for Twitter is maximize the unregretted user time. So, it's not like total number of users or anything. It's just total user minutes unregretted, and we actually hit an all-time high just yesterday. So it's going well. It's entertaining. So
I think entertaining is one way some people in the room describe Twitter today.
But it is train wrecks arguably are entertaining.
Train wrecks happen sometime. They happen sometime if you're dedicated.
Like a train wreck.
You got to be dedicated to fixing them.